Before we get started, are you able to hear me just fine?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Before we get started, Tracy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great, thank you. All right, at this time, I'd like to call to order proceeding number 25C-0271-INS. I'm Kelly Rosenberg, the Administrative Law Judge assigned to this proceeding. This is the Commission standing show cause insurance hearing set by notices and complaints to individual respondents. At this time, I would like to take appearances starting with staff.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Justin Larson, Assistant Attorney General with the Colorado Department of Law, and with me as usual is Staff Witness Marquita Riley.
Great, thank you. And it doesn't look like at this time we have any respondents that have joined, but if anybody does, we'll take it from there. But for now, I would just like to remind all participants that it is the Commission's practice to record and webcast legal proceedings, including this one, and we have a court reporter recording every word stated. Actually at this time, staff, why don't you go ahead and proceed? You may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Staff calls Marquita Riley.
Thank you. Ms. Riley, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Great, thank you. Your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Marquita Riley, Marquita Riley.
And who is your current employer, Ms. Riley?
The Public Utilities Commission.
What is your job title with the Commission?
I'm the Program Assistant for the Transportation Unit.
Can you describe your role in today's proceeding?
Yes, I review the Commission records and coordinate with staff for these proceedings against motor carriers that do not have current effective levels of financial responsibility on file with the Commission.
And do the statutes and/or Commission rules require motor carriers to file evidence of financial responsibility with the Commission?
Yes.
Can you tell us which of these statutes or rules impose this requirement?
Yes, per Rule 6008 requires that motor carriers file evidence of financial responsibility with the Commission.
And what in more detail needs to be provided to the Commission to show financial responsibility?
Per Rule 6008, motor carriers must file certain forms. An example would be a Form E as evidence of financial responsibility.
And how long does this evidence of financial responsibility remain in effect?
Again, per Rule 6008 requires that each insurance company give the Commission a 30-day advance written notice when insurance is being renewed or if it's going to be canceled.
And what's the next step when the PUC receives a notification of cancellation or non-renewal?
I then use the Commission Operates database to compile a list of cancellation.
Now, were the exhibits for today's hearing provided to the respondents?
Yes, they were.
And can you just briefly describe that process?
Yes, I created a list of the permit numbers and the email addresses that the Commission have on file for each respondent. I then emailed that list over to the AG's office. The AG's office pre-filed the exhibits and emailed the respondents and copied me on the email as well.
Thank you for that, Ms. Riley. Now, can we please pull up what's been pre-marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 1? Can you see that okay, Ms. Riley?
Yes, I can.
Can you describe this document?
Yes, this is the initial hearing cycle listing that contains the names of the motor carriers that the Commission received notice that their financial responsibility was going to expire.
And did you prepare this list?
I did.
Can you describe how it was prepared?
Yes, I used the Commission's Operates database to compile this list.
When did you prepare this list?
On June 23rd, 2025.
And is that date included at the bottom right there, the
Yes,
corner
it
of the
is.
document?
Yes.
Thank you. Does the Commission create a hearing cycle listing like the one we see in Exhibit 1 as part of its regular course of business?
Yes.
And is the Commission's practice to maintain documents like Exhibit 1 as part of the Commission's business record?
Yes.
Move to admit Exhibit 1, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, based on the list that we see up here, what action did the Commission take for each of these respondents?
The Commission then sent a letter to each respondent.
And can we please pull up what's been pre-marked as Staff's Hearing Exhibit 2? All right, thank you, Ms. Riley. And Ms. Riley, just looking through these documents, this appears to be a series of letters. Can you just describe what these letters are?
Yes, these are copies of the letters sent to each respondent on today's updated list.
And what does the information in the letters tell the respondents, just in summary?
Mhm. The letter explains that all operation under its authority is suspended as of the date the insurance expires, unless proof of proper insurance is submitted to the commission. It also advises the respondents of today's hearing and that if proper evidence of financial responsibility is not submitted to the commission, then its authority may be permanently revoked.
When did the commission send these letters?
On June 23rd, 2025.
Is it the commission's practice to create letters like these in the regular course of its business?
Yes,
And is it the commission's practice to maintain letters like Exhibit 2 as part of the commission's business record?
yes,
Move to admit Exhibit 2, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Thank you. And Ms. Riley, does the commission require motor carriers to establish and maintain a designated agent?
yes. Per Rule 6006 requires that motor carriers establish and maintain a designated agent.
Were these letters that we see in Exhibit 2 sent to the addresses of the designated agents on file with the commission for each of these respondents?
Yes,
And again, that was using the commission's operating rights database, correct?
cor- that's correct.
How did the commission serve these letters?
Through first class postal mail?
Thank you. Can we now please pull up what's been pre-marked as staff's hearing exhibit number 3? Ms. Riley, can you please describe this document?
Yes, this is the attachment that was sent with the notice letters. The attachment gives instructions on how to participate in today's video conference hearing.
And when was this attachment sent to the respondents?
On June 23rd, 2025.
And that was with the notice letters that we saw in Exhibit 2?
Correct.
Is it the commission's standard practice to include this attachment with the notification letters to respondents when it holds an electronic hearing like today?
Yes,
And did the commission create this attachment in the regular course of its business?
yes,
Is it the commission's practice to maintain attachments like Exhibit 3 in the regular course of its business record?
yes.
Move to admit exhibit number 3, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Thank you. And Your Honor, I apologize. I did move to admit Exhibit 2, correct?
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Now, can we please pull up what's been pre-marked as staff's hearing exhibit number 4? Thank you. Can you describe what this document is, Ms. Riley?
Yes, this is the certificate of service for the notice letters and attachments sent to each respondent.
Did the commission create the certificate as in the regular course of its business?
Yes,
And is it the commission's practice to maintain certificates like this in the regular course of its business record?
yes.
Move to admit exhibit number 4, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, just directing to some of the language on this certificate, it says, quote, whose name and addresses appear below, end quote, and below that it states, quote, see hearing cycle listing, end quote. Are these statements referring to the original hearing cycle listing that we saw in exhibit number 1?
Yes, that's correct.
And you don't need to pull it up, but just returning back to hearing exhibit 2, which is the notice letter, the letter informed respondents about what happens if it can provide evidence of insurance or surety coverage before the hearing. So if the commission does receive evidence of insurance or surety coverage, what happens then?
Then we will not proceed against that carrier and dismiss them from the hearing cycle listing.
So did staff create an updated hearing cycle listing for today's hearing?
Yes,
Now, can we please pull up what's been pre-marked as staff's hearing exhibit number 4? Or 5, apologies. Thank you. Can you describe this document, Ms. Riley?
Yes, this is the updated hearing cycle listing for today's date. It contains the names of the respondents that we still have not received proof of financial responsibility for that respondent.
Did staff create this list in the same way as you described for hearing exhibit number 1?
Yes,
So you created this document
yes, I did.
and you created it on, let me see, uh, July 7th, 2025, correct? As reflected in the bottom right corner.
Yes, that's correct.
Did the commission create this hearing cycle listing in the regular course of its business?
Yes,
Is it the commission's practice to maintain the updated hearing cycle listing like Exhibit 5 as part of the commission's business record?
yes,
Move to admit Exhibit number 5, Your Honor.
Admitted.
Now, Ms. Riley, did staff send a letter to all the motor carriers listed in hearing Exhibit number 5?
yes,
Do the addresses listed in hearing Exhibit 5 match the carrier's addresses in hearing exhibit number 2, the letters that were sent out?
yes.
When is the last time you checked to see if there was any change in the status of the carriers in Exhibit number 5?
This morning, July 9th, 2025.
Are you aware of any pending applications, either for suspension or abandonment, affecting any common or contract carriers in Exhibit 5?
No, we don't have any pending applications for this proceeding.
Does staff recommend dismissing any carriers listed in Exhibit 5? And if so, can you state which ones?
Yes, I do have a few. The first one is Samvara Linguistics, PUC number LL-04576. Then we have Discover Longmont Tours, doing business as Discover Longmont and/or Discover Tours and/or Wonder Tours, PUC number 55932. Contract Transport Services LLC, PUC number LL-03647. Luxury Car RM LLC, doing business as Luxury Car RM, PUC number LL-04555. H2 Holdings Ltd, Main Street Movers, PUC number HHG-00746. And Direct Transport LLC, doing business as Western Shuttles, PUC number B-10105. Insurance has been submitted for all of those companies.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. And were you aware of any letters that were returned to the commission?
We don't have any return mail for this proceeding.
Thank you. So just in conclusion, when does the decision that's made after this hearing today become a final commission decision?
The recommended decision will become a final commission order decision 20 days after the administrative law judge issues the recommended decision if no exceptions are filed.
And what happens if a carrier provides proper proof of insurance before the decision becomes a final order?
Then the recommended decision will not be enforced against that respondent.
And can you just summarize staff's overall recommendation for today?
The staff recommends that the certificate of permit numbers listed on hearing exhibit number 5 be revoked for lack of financial responsibility as required by law, except for Samvara Linguistics, Discover Longmont and/or Discover Tours and/or Wonder Tours, Contract Transport Services LLC, Luxury Car RM, Main Street Movers, and Western Shuttles.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. I have nothing further, Your Honor, and staff rests.
Thank you. And Ms. Riley, thank you for your time. I don't have any questions for you either. And it looks like we don't have any respondents still, so I appreciate everyone's time. I will take this matter under advisement and will issue a written decision, and we could go ahead and adjourn the proceeding. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.